Spells are fundamental to the game in general. Every deck will run 1 to 2 with a guarantee of one of these being a small spell. In today's meta, only Zap and Log are really viable, as arrows don't offer any form of knockback or stun, and they cost 1 extra. The trio of bait cards that are Gang, Spear Gobs, and Bats rely on this. They have separate game plans depending on which your opponent is carrying. Let's skip some of the basics of bait by plugging my new bait video in the top right now, where you can find out how to bait out cards for this type of strategy. Step 1 is finding out their spell, which you can do very easily by sending Spear Gobs at the river. You usually want to be using Spear Gobs, as they can leave bats and Gang costs 1 extra elixir. Now you want to be tracking this and always looking to use the Gang's DPS for insane value. You really want to be setting it up by baiting their spell, which can be done in 2 different ways depending on your opponent's spell. If they have Log, you can use Spear Gobs on defense to force your opponent to get rid of your DPS. If they have Zap, you can do the same with bats, and hence force out their small spell. Now with their spell of hand, you can use the Gang freely to defend, or even aid in a push to its high versatility and DPS. This specific bait strategy is very versatile itself, as it fits in a load of decks. I've personally been getting 12 wins with Giant Double Prince, as your opponent using the small spell and the princes allow you to get even more bait synergy for extra value. Using a Gang with these also counters the OP Ice Golem. Your opponent can use it to drag a prince, but the DPS will kill it quickly and keep the gobs alive on the push. Believe it or not, you can even successfully use it in Sparky decks. People often zap Sparkies to reset the charge, which allows you to push him with a Giant and Gang for a deadly push. Aside from Giant decks, it can work in things like Mortar and Golem too with other bait cards. But I don't really want to spam this video with things that you can play these cards in, as they're oh so versatile. Now, what's the point of me making this video? Well, a lot of players believe this repetition in deck building is an issue. Although it's died down a bit, it certainly was ruling a short while ago. Seeing these same 3 cards, all in a bait strategy, can be super annoying and not fun to face at all. I've seen a lot of people calling for Spear Goblins to be nerfed, but I personally feel this is unfair, as they're not too great as a standalone card. I think this needs a wider rebalance. For example, I'm not saying we should do this, but give Spear Gobs another unit, and then nerf their stats to do the same DPS. It makes it a better standalone card with more distraction value, but keeps the bait aspect the same as the DPS is similar. It nerfs the Gang, which is important for these bait decks, whilst it also keeps the bats the same, which aren't really OP. I'm not saying the solution is perfect by like any means, because I'm not a Supercell developer, I'm some kid with a microphone, you get me? Anyways, I'll leave you all a nice little poll in the top right, so you can decide for yourselves how we should nerf these cards. Not that Supercell are ever going to take any note, but you can have a say anyway. Obviously I can only keep the poll limited, but pick which best option applies to you. Sorry this video took a little while to come out. I was away for the weekend, which is like years away from my computer. Talking of computers, I should be getting a new Ultra Pro streaming computer soon to do some CR streams on this channel, so if you're interested in that, or any of the professional Clash Royale strategy stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and apart from that, peace.